Hello, everybody. It's another beautiful day here in our paradise of Boquete.
Indeed.
And this is the weekend kickoff with me, Mike Schwartz.
And me, Patrick Reynolds.
Patrick,
Hey.
it's just 1 week.
After
Since we had the
Jazz
Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival.
Yeah.
It feels like so much longer.
And you're wearing your cool Jazz and Blues
my
Festival shirt.
Cool Jazz
Yeah,
and Blues
man,
Festival
that's
shirt.
very nice.
With on the back, it has everybody who played there.
Oh, cool.
And even our announcer, my good buddy Bob
Applegate. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Hey, Bob. Shout out to Bob Applegate.
Hey, yeah.
How are you feeling? Because I know I am still exhausted.
I'm still exhausted. I know it. I've been editing and uploading photos all week.
Yeah, you took so many photos.
Yeah, there were three of us.
Why did you take so many photos?
They wanted photos.
They wanted photos.
John
Yeah,
Wolf
take
said,
them.
hey,
Yeah.
I'd like some photos.
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to have a great show today. You know, we have two of our newest and best friends that we met just 1 week ago at the Blues and Jazz Festival. Let's have a weekend kickoff welcome to Freddie and Robert Roston.
Yay.
Freddie and Robert.
Thank you.
Hi,
So
guys.
much.
Now, normally I would talk to Freddie first. And maybe we should, because that's, you talk to the lady first.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of afraid that if we talk to you first, Freddie, we're never going to get to Robert. That's what I'm going to say. Is that going to happen?
He
or-
can go first.
Oh, okay.
No. We'll
Say the
talk-
best for
We'll
last.
talk to you first. We'll talk to you. Well, we're talking to both of you, but Freddie and Robert, you're newcomers to Boquete.
That's
Correct.
true.
Yeah, so how
Yes.
long have you been here?
What, about 2 months, babe?
2 months.
All
2
right.
months in Boquete.
Yeah,
and how do you like it so far?
We
I
love
love it.
All
We
right.
love
I
it.
love it.
They love it.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
All right.
And the
Great
interesting thing is that we surrounded our transitional date around the Boquete Jazz Fest, because I knew if he came for the Jazz Fest, he'll want to live here.
Oh, there's a little
That's some clever planning.
little tactic there.
Yeah.
A little
Suck me in that way.
strategic move on your part there,
Yeah,
Freddie.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we met at the festival, and it was so much fun meeting you. And we had a funny interaction with the chairs. You saved me a chair because I lost mine originally on the first day. And the thing, Patrick, about Freddie is every time somebody walked by with like a plate of food, she's like, "Oh, what is that? That looks good." I said, "We have a lot in common. We have an interest in food. Yeah,
Like the food,
yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
So you like a lot of that food at the festival.
Did you have a favorite food at the festival? Anything stand out?
Everything. I loved all the food.
Okay.
Well, we had breakfast at the hotel,
Ah.
and that was awesome.
At
That
the
was good, huh?
Panamante?
At the Panamante.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
was good.
They're well known for their food. They have a very famous chef.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie Collins.
Yeah, Collins. And
Babe, why don't you tell them about your favorite dish for the breakfast?
The asahi bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the food there was really like pancakes were awesome.
Oh, good.
The customer service was great.
Yeah.
And we've been going back since the fest.
Oh,
having
that's
breakfast.
cool.
Don't
But
leave the bacon out. Okay?
Oh,
Don't leave the
never
bacon
leave
out.
the bacon
Yeah,
out.
don't leave the
No,
bacon out.
no. Without bacon, life is not possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bacon
So
is
we talk
incredible.
so much about food that we've decided to make you the official food critic of the Weekend Kickoff radio show.
Aha, okay.
But, we can only say good things. So
Yeah,
right.
and
Yeah.
everything's been good
Yeah.
to me for Boquete. It's just so much love. I think Robert loved that we went to Olga's for breakfast. And
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Olga's is
Fell in
great.
love with-
Olga's
Crazy
is
good.
great.
tell
We
them
love-
about your favorite thing about Olga.
Well, the favorite thing about Olga is just how she embraces you. How
Yeah.
she gives you the mi amor.
Oh, yeah.
She just
see.
like hugs you and
Yeah.
just not only just hugs you, but like gives you a
Little
kiss
kiss on top of your
on
head.
top of your head.
In fact, Patrick and
And it's
I,
so genuine.
we started having weekend kickoff breakfasts there, just us two. And, sometimes Chris Young, who's our
We
sponsor.
plan out our show.
Yeah, we plan our
Very
show
carefully.
there, and we got to know Olga so well that we have invited her on the show, and in the near future, we plan on having Olga on. She's had some scheduling conflicts. You know, when you run a restaurant, it's hard to get away.
It is.
But yeah, we want to have Olga on. It's such a delightful experience. The food is great, but also the experience of sitting there and getting those hugs and kisses.
Having a
ambience.
long, leisurely breakfast.
Yeah, and you can't leave out the flowers, the beautiful
flowers,
flowers that's
yeah.
with the plate.
Yeah.
I can't
You know.
believe how she gets those fresh flowers for every plate.
Huge,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
She must have a
tropical
big garden
flowers.
out back.
Yeah. You know, it's bad enough the pressure of cooking the food without having to grow the flowers,
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
That's
and
like
have
a
them on every plate.
lot of pressure there. But yeah.
So, Freddie, Robert, where are you guys from?
You want to start, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee,
Okay.
home of the blues. So
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
The blues.
Mississippi turned it out.
All right.
Yeah.
But I've been in the military like 20 years, so I retired from the Army.
Oh, okay.
And so coming to Boquete felt like part of that transition.
Okay.
So I've been in the Army. I was in the Army 20 years. I retired as a major.
Wow,
And
cool.
now
Oh.
I'm here in Boquete with you all, loving it. So it feels like another duty station.
Yeah.
But the difference is Boquete has so much love, and so I think I want to retire here and stay here.
Excellent,
So, yeah.
excellent. That's how we feel about Boquete.
Yeah.
The people are fabulous that come
The
here.
people
So do you ever have to like get Robert up in the morning, like, "Hey, soldier, get up! Get you to bed, Robert."
Blast reveille at
You
him.
know what? Once he met Olga, he said, "I'm moving to Boquete." Just for those blueberry
Oh, he was
cupcakes.
on the fence till he went to Olga's.
And now he's in there.
All
so
right.
that whole meal more. When I first
Yeah.
came here, I had military friends that live in Boca, Panama, and they call each other Mealmore. And I didn't really know what that mean. And then when I read the reviews for Olga, and it had Mealmore, every time I think of Mealmore, I think of Stevie Wonder's song, My Cherie Amour.
My Cherie
Right.
Amour.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Sing it,
I'm waiting for you, Robert.
sing it, waiting for me to jump in.
Jump in there.
But you know the beauty of it, just having that vision and looking at the different videos of my Cherie Amour, I had these visuals. Like I was thinking about when I first read the Facebook of John about the Boquete Jazz Fest, and he would have like roses that he sent to his wife, and everybody would comment on their love for each other. So I was thinking as I looked around Boquete, so many different relationships. And, you know, I think the beauty, even talking to Patrick, like how he moved here with his wife and having that time alone. And us as newlyweds, like, it's just like the beauty and the love of
Yeah.
Boquete, like my Cherie Amour. I was thinking I saw
Wow.
Heidi
Wow.
and Heidi and Mike at Mike's place.
Yeah.
They just show so much love for each other, just the
Right.
different couples that we met
Yeah.
and what we saw in each other. It's like,
We're going to have to make Freddie the official poet of,
Right.
of the weekend kickoff. Forget
That's
about
true.
the food critic.
Forget about
yeah,
I didn't
just
know
really
like you
feel
were this
that.
poetic.
I
Yeah.
didn't even until I
Oh,
moved to
wow.
Boquete. The
Yeah.
love
See,
is
you're
just so
discovering
deep.
a
Brought
whole
it out
other
of
side
you.
of Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How cool.
But I know that that maybe because you guys overslept for my hiking club, that maybe you guys need a higher officer to get you out of
higher
bed in
officer.
the morning. Yeah, like get out of bed. you-
But Mike, I didn't know it was just one day a week. I could have made it.
Ah,
I kept thinking I'll go
yeah, you
tomorrow.
promised me like 50. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see ya.
See you tomorrow.
I'll be there.
Yeah. See
Now
you
that
tomorrow.
you're
I'll be
on
there.
there.
I'm going to be there. You're going to see me.
Monday.
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 Yeah.
Monday,
I'm gonna be
Monday,
there.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Robert. So,
Yes, sir.
where are you from, and what were you doing in the States?
Well, you know, I'm also a Southern guy.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Oh,
Okay.
It's not the home of the blues.
No.
I don't know what it's the home of. Maybe the home of chili dogs.
Oh, hey. That's
chili
okay.
yeah. But
Now
I
I
was,
see how you got together. The chili dog.
yeah. So I was raised there, and then later I moved to California,
Okay.
to Monterey, California.
Nice.
And so I lived in Monterey, California most of my life.
Wow.
Probably
Oh.
about 40 years.
Wow.
So it was really cool that I ended up moving there because I've always been a music guy.
Yeah.
And the Monterey Jazz Festival has been in my
Oh,
backyard
it's
for
epic.
40
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Right.
And so that's been really cool. But in my career, I was a teacher, so I retired as a teacher. So
Oh, okay.
I'm also kind of like a military person. Okay?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Keep those kids
Especially
in
because
line.
middle school.
Oh, middle
primarily
school.
Middle
Oh,
school. Oh
my.
my God,
And
that's the
everything.
hardest.
That's
Those are the hardest
There's
years.
the
son.
stinkiest years too.
So what were you teaching?
You know, I taught language arts and history,
Really?
academic subjects
Oh.
to special education students with mild, moderate disabilities
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
for over 20 years.
Wow.
And but I also always played bass, guitar
Really?
from like 13 years old. You know, like on the side, I wasn't really like a professional, but I always played. You know,
Yeah, cool.
and so that was the thing that I had on my heart.
All
when I
right,
came
but
to
you're
Boquete
also
was
because
music.
we were sitting together and I heard you singing in the
Yeah,
crowd. You're
a
also a
vocalist
singer.
also, yeah. Even from like when I was 10 years old, I was like, I learned all of the Jackson 5 songs,
Oh,
Yeah.
right on.
right? And I was singing all the Michael stuff, you know, when I was like 10.
Oh, cool.
So I've been singing all my life and everything. So I was really, really taken aback when I went to one of the open mic sessions for the Blues Jazz Festival.
Uh-huh.
And there was a young gentleman, Panamanian guitarist, that got up and did a Thelonious Monk piece. Straight, no chaser. I was like,
Oh,
I'm in the right
nice.
place, right?
Yeah, baby.
Because I'm a big jazz lover
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's pretty much my background and with music and education and the beauty of music and the beauty of this place.
All right, very
Yeah.
cool. So did you guys meet in Monterey then?
We did.
He left that out.
I wonder why.
That's why you were supposed to say that's what brought you to Monterey. God brought you to Monterey to
Wow.
meet me.
Okay.
That's right. I don't want to start anything, but he talked about chili dogs and he didn't talk
I
about
Yeah,
you.
well, I mean, she's kind of like a chili dog.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? A little much, you know.
And I'm all macho or more, and he's like chili
Yeah.
dog. But it's all
I had to bring the
good.
chili dog. What else could I say about Spartanburg? I mean, that's the chili dog.
All right, you be the
South
poet,
Carolina.
you be the food critic.
I know.
But I'm really a poet too, so.
And I never thought I would meet somebody that would just follow me anywhere to the end of the world. So
Yeah?
coming to Boquete was like something that I dreamed of, and he followed me.
Wow.
So
Well,
Cool,
how did you
man.
hear about Boquete?
I tell you about those military friends,
Right.
and they just brought me through town. And when I saw the fish house, I was like, "This my place." And then when I saw the fish house with the river on the side, I knew this was my
Oh, yeah.
place.
Well, you know that's not where they get the fish from,
Oh,
right?
no.
No, that's where they get it from.
Because if they get the fish from there, I'm not eating.
You're not gonna
I'm not going there. No,
They get it from
great.
a red pickup truck
Yeah,
up the
red
street.
pickup
Pickup
truck.
Yeah, but I
The pickup truck gets it from the ocean, right?
Yeah. No, that's great. So
Yeah.
you luckily had some friends who knew about Boquete, brought you here. So I guess did you do like a little experimental trip or something?
I did. I've
Yeah.
been here twice, and the thing about it is, they know I love the weather. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a
Oh.
hot
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
So when we was in Panama City, I was like, nope, this ain't gonna work
No.
for me.
Right,
But
right,
I
right.
came here, and because we got married in Stone Mountain Park, so I love being surrounded by the mountains.
Yeah,
And
very
this
cool.
was like Stone Mountain, except for the love that they had here. So that's why I just grew so much in love with it, seeing the little couples and even like the little older people. Like that's how we're this old getting
Oh, yeah.
married. But just the romance of Boquete.
The romance, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I love how,
romantic
you know,
city.
I thought it was so neat how the local people, the Panamanian, embrace us. It's not feeling like, you know, like we're intruding.
No.
It feels
We
like,
feel like we're at home. Right?
Yeah.
We feel like
Yeah.
we're with grandma. you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely. As long as you're nice to people, people are nice to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
so that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
this is one of the politest, nicest communities anywhere I've experienced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Panamanians are so polite and so delightful.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just great, nice people.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
All right, so
very
we
true.
had 3 great days together in the Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival. What were the highlights? I mean, besides meeting me, what were the
Yeah,
highlights for you?
Well, you know, everybody gonna say, I already told y'all, Mr. Sip, because he's from Mississippi, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
he's my homeboy, so
Yeah, yeah,
of course.
yeah.
But all the artists, just to me, even the organization of the Jazz Fest, because since marrying Robert, I've been like a Jazz Fest fiend. So we've been to Newport Jazz Fest, Monterey, but here it's intimate, but yet so organized
Yeah.
and just so much. I think the uniqueness, I text all my friends, like how they go around and serve you. You don't stand in long lines trying to get like a beer or just, it's just so intimate.
Kudos to the whole Boquete Jazz Festival team, John Wolf, everybody, all the volunteers. There's maybe 100 volunteers. I don't know.
There's a lot.
A lot of
There's a
volunteers.
tremendous amount.
And kudos. They make it really smooth, I think.
Sheila Strunk, shout out to Sheila for organizing the volunteers.
All the volunteers,
yeah.
So you mentioned Newport. Are you talking about Newport, the East Coast?
Yeah,
one?
East Coast.
Yeah.
You used to go to that
Yeah,
town?
we went one time. The first time.
I used to go to that one.
Oh, yeah,
2022.
that's a big one.
Yeah.
But we like compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like even Boquete Jazz Fest compared to that because of the intimacy that we have
Oh
here.
yeah. I was like you when I heard that there was a kosher bakery and a blues and jazz festival. I was like,
there.
this
So
is
then-
it. This is
Okay.
it. You know, so
Carlos
yeah.
Ubarte, Latin jazz, smooth Latin
yes,
jazz.
yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed
yeah.
their set. Their piece Claudia that they did.
Yeah.
They were just incredible.
Well, that's the saxophone.
Saxophonist,
player?
yes.
Yeah, I think he's from David. Is that?
Oh,
I
yeah?
think I heard he's from David.
Is he from
Okay.
DV?
Yeah,
Okay. Great jazz.
which is pretty cool to get like a pretty local guy who's of that level.
Yeah.
But for me, I have to agree with Freddie. Mr. Sip, I mean, puts on a show. I love those performers that put on a show that get you out of your seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was.
He did
I
that.
mean,
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Mr. Sip is a consummate performer, showman.
It's
That's
like
true.
gospel
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
blues, everything
All
wrapped
that.
up together.
Church was all in it.
Church, yeah.
Oh yeah. The dude just I saw him at the last festival before COVID, and he just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Great blues guy.
Yeah. So there are a few performers. I mean, many great performers at the festival, but Mr. Sip for me just wow.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yesterday I had the pleasure of going down to photograph John Wolf giving a check to the local school here
Yes.
for the Music in Schools program.
Oh, wow.
Which is really what the Blues Festival is all about.
Yeah.
All the profits that they make go to the Music in Schools program here in Boquete.
Wow,
That
I
is
didn't know
amazing.
that. That
They
is so cool.
pay for instruments, music, uniforms, whatever they need, And so I got to photograph them handing the big giant Reader's Digest size check.
Check, yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Well, I'll tell you guys that once you've lived here for a while and you meet a bunch of people, and there are so many people with kind hearts. My friend Harvey, Harvey and Jerry.
Yeah.
And Harvey is this older gentleman who played drums in the Catskill Mountains, in the
Wow.
bands of the hotels in the Catskill Mountains.
Wow.
And the way he gives back now is by giving free drum lessons in the schools here.
Wow, amazing.
That's
and,
very cool.
And he also, I mean, there's always this constant drive to get instruments, to get all the things you need to learn how to play an instrument, and he does that, and he travels to schools and teaches kids
Wow, that is so cool.
how to play the drums, how to drum, so there's a lot of people, a lot of good institutions,
A lot of great, yes.
and organizations.
And
That's good to know.
Robert,
I
you and
didn't
Freddie
know
are going to
those
be here next November because you're moving,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right?
I'm in there.
And you're going to find out why music is so important to these kids, because November is, I call it marching band season.
Yes.
We start off the month with Independence Day, and then we end the month with another Independence Day or Separation Day. And then there's all kinds of holidays and parades and stuff in between. So you're going to see marching bands from all over Panama, and
Wow.
even some
Yeah.
from out of, I think,
Coming through Boquete.
in the parade, the November 3rd parade. One year it lasted 18 hours.
Wow.
Okay. And there were hundreds of high school and grade school
Yeah.
and community marching bands.
Yeah, every school has a
Hundreds.
band.
Yeah.
Every school has a marching band, and
Wow.
they have to practice before that. So you might see them up and down the road if you're near a school, you know, and they, like on my road, they practice on the road. It's a little tiny road, and they just march up and down. They practice their marching band stuff, which is so cool. You know?
Serious about music.
Absolutely.
But Robert is going to have to rest because we're going to get him into some shows in
yes,
the
we
PCP.
are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
He's ready. You hear that? He's
ready.
I'm ready to use everything I got.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you be ready.
Okay, be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. We'll be calling you up, man.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I
no, we have
appreciate the
to.
opportunity.
I told you, Rhonda Johnson. We have to. We have to get you together with Rhonda, and we have that Motown show. That's the title it has right now.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be another title.
I think it's called Motown Generations.
Motown Generations.
Yes,
Okay.
and basically Rhonda's going to take you through the genesis of Motown.
Yeah.
Up to the music that is current today that was inspired by Motown.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah, so it's going to be
Music
music.
of today.
It's going to be dance, including K-pop. Are you into the
Okay,
K-pop?
I'm not into K-pop.
It's
Tell me something about
Korean
K-pop.
pop.
Korean pop.
So Korean boy bands and girl bands are very popular
I'm not
now.
that familiar with that.
I think I've seen some of that.
It's a lot of
it
dance
was called
music.
K-pop.
It's actually pretty good. It's pretty cool stuff for the most part.
I only know,
But inspired
know
by
that.
Motown.
Right,
I
exactly.
only know that song that took off years ago, Gangnam
Gangnam
Style.
Style. Apparently, that's
But
like
Robert can do the dance to it. That's why I'm very
that's-
impressed.
Yeah, I knew it.
No, he can do the singing. He can do the singing.
What you talking about?
That's okay, Robert. Rhonda will teach you to
She would
dance.
teach me to dance.
Yeah.
Teach
Yes, she's the head of our BPAC, the BPAC, Boquete Performing Arts Conservatory, and she is teaching, having classes. If you want to learn to dance, you want to learn to sing, you want to learn to act,
Yeah.
do improv, comedy,
She's
stuff like
doing all
that.
of
Oh, neat.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mike and I will be helping with some of that.
with some of it, yes.
Yeah, mostly
Tuesdays
the
and
comedy
Thursdays.
stuff. Yeah.
Teach one, teach one.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Cool.
You hear? Yeah, we got you. You're on tape now. So you cannot get out of it now.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
You're
no
not going to be like, I never said that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Roll
What
the
about
tape.
that?
Right.
You said I'm ready. I'm ready. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
And you guys, I know
Follow
you're
through.
you're not going to be in the place you're in right now when November comes, and you're going to be very happy about that because in November that will be the noisiest place on earth.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty noisy
yeah.
already,
The
let's be
parades,
honest.
the parades
Go down
go
there.
right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they practice.
I'm enjoying the noise though now.
Good, good. Yeah, the kids gather at the feria and practice quite a bit. So
Yeah.
it'll you guys. Welcome to Boquete, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to
welcome,
have.
Feel
welcome.
very welcome.
A couple more smiling faces here. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
This is great. It was such a pleasure meeting you. We had so much fun in that little shaded area that we had,
yeah,
a little
wow.
comfy area, and what a nice group of people we had there. You know.
Yeah, totally.
And it all goes by so fast. You know, it
Yeah.
goes by fast.
Time doesn't
Wait a year,
Yeah.
comes around again.
But you didn't tell them about how the guy walked by and told us that we were with a star when we were with you. We didn't know you were a star.
Oh yeah.
We didn't know that Mike
got
was
that-
a
he
star.
got
The
that
guy's like,
concealed.
y'all with a
I'm
star.
Yeah.
I'm not a star.
That's how we ended up on the radio station. We was hanging out with the stars.
Oh yeah. That's
Right.
Thanks, Mike.
hanging
Well,
out
we
with.
just well, that is probably the best thing about Boquete. You can be a big fish in a small pond. I say it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, if you do a show, and I sincerely hope you do, you'll get recognized. You know, people that you don't know. I saw you on stage.
Yeah,
you
right.
were great. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun,
Yeah.
you know. I people used to tell me like, "You're a celebrity." I'm not a celebrity. No, you're a celebrity
You
in
say,
this
no, no,
town.
no, right.
in this town. If I leave town, I'm not a celebrity.
Yeah,
anywhere.
you're a
Nowhere
celebrity
else.
here.
Yeah,
You are, in fact, the George Clooney of Boquete. My friend.
I used to use his picture too as mine. That's. I used to do a bingo game. So every week I would take some famous actor and I'd put their photo, and I'd put Mike Schwartz, but it would be George Clooney.
Right.
Oh, the
I
delusion.
even used Denzel. I was like, I don't care.
Patrick said I'm delusional.
Thinking about that Sly Stone piece where it says everybody is a star. Everyone is a star.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of celebrities and stars in this town who aren't performers, as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have people who, like the Animales, Amigos de Animales, and the dog camp people. These people do great things for not just your pets, but for feral.
My biggest,
pets.
hero, Priscilla, Raquel, who feeds hungry children. We've had her on the show. It's amazing. She had a video. I've said this over and over, of a boy who said, they asked him what he gets to eat, and he says, I only get the white stuff. What's the white stuff? Rice. That's it. That was the main part of his diet, rice. And I mean, it just tears you apart.
Right.
Having children who don't have enough food, that's like, to me, that's the worst.
That's too much, man.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but sorry to bring the whole show down.
Thanks.
Thanks for
we're
that,
so
Buzzkill.
happy
Somebody's
to be here.
doing something about that.
And
But that's your point, though.
That is the point.
There are celebrities and heroes in this town who aren't performers who.
But they are really performers.
You
just don't see them.
Right. They make it their life's mission to make the world they're in a better place.
Yeah.
Well, I doubt if there's a busier person than Priscilla. She's just everywhere. I mean, you can't get a hold of her. She's like so busy and
just
active, helping people. And
she's like a pinball going.
Yeah. So this has been great.
Wonderful.
We hope that it's the first of many times we can have you on the show. It was such a pleasure meeting you, Freddie and Robert. We had so much fun. And we're going to stay in touch and do things. Robert's going to be on stage. You're going to do something too, Freddie.
I'm going to volunteer with Priscilla. I'll help feed the kids.
All right.
I can't sing.
We have many volunteer positions.
Verbal commitment.
Well, it used to be I'm not sure of the day. It used to be Sunday. I don't know if they changed the day. But what Priscilla does is she gets donations of vegetables. And she has a group. And they spend one afternoon just chopping up vegetables, and then they divide them up and give them to schools, and the schools can cook the vegetables for the kids.
Wow!
And that's a great thing. I did it one day, and I think they changed the location. We'll have to find out about that. Get Priscilla to promote that a little more.
Was that the day somebody got an extra thumb in their?
No.
Extra thumb.
But let me tell you, those knives are sharp.
Oh yeah,
those knives are sharp.
They
got some
extra thumb.
Sharp knives
It
there.
was extra something.
Freddie, we have a lot of volunteer positions available in the theater that don't include performing or singing or dancing.
That's right.
So
I can do that.
Keep your mind on that. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. I just want you to say one time what you said when you said I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Say that.
Hungry.
I'm hungry.
Hungry.
When Freddie said that, I was like, oh, man.
You know it.
There's no
I'm
you in
hungry.
there. There's no you in that word.
No.
Robert jumped up when he heard that. He's like, uh-oh, she's hungry.
He wake up to that.
Yeah. I
best
got to
be
get
getting
this
over
woman
there.
something to eat
Yes.
And that's
soon.
why I love
Right.
it here. Every day is somewhere different. I was like, babe, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Where you want to go?
You guys ran out of the chair at that. Like, I'm hungry. And they they were gone. They were gone. I don't know what happened to them. Yeah. Well, anyway, Freddie, Robert, we're so happy to have you here at the weekend kickoff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll
Appreciate
see you
you
around
guys.
town, Freddie
Thanks
and
for having
Robert.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Cool,
you.
cool.
Thank you.
All right, Freddie. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you
had to
so
come
much.
way to Boquete to become famous.
Famous.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, guys.
All right. That was terrific.
Hey,
And
listen, while we're
Yeah.
waiting for our next guest, I just want to give a shout out. Our buddy Ron Harris. Hey, buddy. He's in the hospital right now.
Is he in the
He's
hospital?
not feeling
Oh,
great.
no.
And we want to wish you a quick recovery and feel better
Absolutely.
real quick. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he broke his
Quick
arm.
recovery. Oh.
Yeah.
I hope you
And
can,
here's our next guest. How
recover
about
from
that one?
Yeah. And we also want to say a quick shout out to our sponsor, Big Daddy's.
Big Daddy's.
Big Daddy's Grill,
Yeah.
where you can get anything from a donut in the morning, a cup of coffee, to anything boom boom related.
Anything, but you know
Yeah.
what? I went to Big Daddy's Monday.
Yeah.
I had the Boom Boom Shrimp Burger.
Yeah.
Oh man, was that delicious!
Great.
It was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, I think they're working on a boom boom margarita.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris, call me.
Anyway, let's welcome to the show. I don't know if we can call you the Goat Man or
You may.
We may the Goat Guy. I don't know. Piero Mercanti, is that correct? I have it right.
that is
Piero.
correct.
Hi,
okay.
Piero.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning
And
to y'all.
talk about celebrities. This guy's a celebrity too in town.
Yeah.
You're so well known for your cheeses, yogurts, things, goat products.
Yeah, we've been selling the products consistently now for close to 11 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Really?
11 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Close
Fabulous.
To, close
So
to.
tell us the Piero story. Where are you from? How did you get into the goat market?
Okay, well, that's a good question. I'm originally from Caracas. I'm an Italian Venezuelan.
Oh,
Italian
okay.
Venezuelan.
I was
Ah.
born in Caracas. I've lived in both countries. I'm a citizen of both countries. I speak both languages.
Okay.
And I moved to Panama about 15 years ago now.
Mhm.
So I've lived in Boquete since 2008.
Oh wow.
And I to make a long story short, ever since I was a kid, I had a longing for living in a town just like Boquete. I wanted to, live in a place that was had a lot of natural beauty
Yeah.
Mhm.
and great people.
Yeah.
And so when I discovered Boquete, I fell in love right away with it.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was longing to belong to something that would go beyond myself. And back in 2007, it was very difficult to find in Panama as a whole fresh, local, organic produce. And especially when it came to dairy, you couldn't find. There wasn't a really great selection. And so I thought, I really miss this. By then, I had been supporting local agriculture for a good 20 years.
Okay.
And I thought, well, nobody's doing this, and this is something that I think we really need to figure it out, and that is sustainable agriculture. So it had a lot of meaning to me, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I started looking for land. I found the piece of land where I live right now in Palmira. I bought it, and initially, I wasn't thinking of, getting into or building up a goat dairy. All I wanted to have was just 3 goats. And have enough milk for my friends, my neighbors, myself. But little by little, we not only fell in love with these animals, but the road wasn't as straight as we thought it would be. So initially, we just wanted to find, a couple of healthy goats that would produce 3 quarts of milk, and that wasn't that easy at all. I mean, we thought it would be. But we spent a few years looking for goats and visiting many farms across the country, and none of them ended up being a 3 quarts a day goat. And so we set up to, and by we I mean my wife and I, to breed up our goats, and that took us quite a while. And along the way, we learned a lot. And
Okay, did you have experience in this before in farming?
No, at all.
Experience.
I come from I ended up studying business and finance, and prior to moving to Panama, I was the administrative director of a psychogeriatric institution.
Wow.
And no, not at all. But I've always loved plants and animals.
Okay.
So, and like I said, I had this secret longing of living out the farmer's life.
Well, I
guess.
just have to ask briefly, what is a psychogeriatric institution?
Well, it's an institution in where you have geriatric patients that could be suffer any number of psychiatric ailments,
Oh.
including alcohol
Wow.
addiction.
I didn't know there were places just
schizophrenia.
for
Are you
geriatric.
kidding? That would have been a lot easier job for you here in Boquete than goats, but I'm happy you chose goats.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All right, let me ask you because if your farm is in Palmyra, you turn on Plaza San Francisco.
It's about a 22-minute drive from San Francisco Plaza.
Oh, your farm.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the question.
Yeah.
The question is, right past Plaza San Francisco, there's a field with some goats.
Yeah, no.
Whose goats are those?
I have no idea.
They're just like wandering around.
Wild
I
goats.
know.
Wild,
I've
angry goats.
I don't
seen
know.
them for years.
Yeah.
I've heard that people let their horses go free to graze sometimes.
do,
and
they
they
do.
they know to go back home. Maybe it's the same thing with their goats.
Maybe. That was a surprise for me. I lived in a not such a not a farm area, a Mystic Garden, and one day I woke up and there were 3 horses in my yard
Yeah.
eating the grass. Which for me, I'm a city kid, that was like exciting. That was
Yeah.
like,
I can imagine.
I took a video. There's 3
Horses.
horses in my backyard.
By me, we sometimes have mountain lions.
Really?
Mountain lions.
You do?
We've actually had a sighting of a mountain lion, bright daylight.
Oh,
So I think it was
wow.
like 4 p.m. And 5 of my neighbors actually saw it, just maybe 80 yards from the entrance
I
to
didn't
the
know we had
farm.
those around.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
are they a danger to the goats?
Well,
think.
no, we've actually never had any incidents. Our neighbors do have had trouble with coyotes.
Coyote.
Oh, wow.
Coyotes, they tend to eat dogs and cats.
Yes,
and,
they
and
do.
chickens,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we've got, our farm is pretty well fenced up. And then we also have LGDs, livestock guardian dogs.
Oh,
We have
yeah?
commandors.
Oh.
And so they do a pretty good job at keeping those coyotes at bay.
LGDs. I need an LGD.
I know.
I need
Yeah.
a Mike guardian dog.
Well, they're really...
An MGD.
They're,
MGD.
they're great at guarding.
What kind of dogs are they?
They're Hungarian Shepherd, and they have
Oh.
been used for hundreds of years in the guarding of not only livestock, but also farms, properties.
Really?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm
fascinating.
Hungarian too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to
So-
come and meet them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How
think
many
you'd
goats
like
do you
them.
have now, Piero?
Well, currently we only have about 25 goats.
Wow.
About maybe 3-4 years ago, we decided to downsize. At the time, we had 70 goats.
Really?
Yeah. That's a
Wow.
lot of goats.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of
and
goats.
We never intended to have so many goats. It was
Yeah.
just part of the breeding program. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
really breed up unless you have a good selection of
Yeah.
animals. Yeah.
So I saw somewhere, maybe on Facebook or somewhere, that you have tours of your farm.
Yeah.
Or you just reinstated the tours?
Yeah, we just restarted with the tours, and right prior to the pandemic, we started with our tours, and we offered them just on Saturdays.
Okay.
You would come, I would prep up a full-fledged meal. We would enjoy our breakfast together, have a talk. I'll tell you a little bit about my history and that of the farm.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, you'd go and make cheese and then milk a goat, and you
Ah.
learn how we go about making our organic fertilizer.
How fun.
And
Oh, that
you
sounds
get to
great.
feed the baby goats. And there's a lot of trivia along the way. You learn a lot of quirks regarding goats.
Yeah.
And so now, this year, I changed things a little bit. Instead of preparing a full-fledged breakfast, we actually start by making the cheese. And nowadays, I actually have 4 or 5 volunteers give me a hand in the cheese making. But the cool thing is that at the end of the tour, everybody gets to sample the cheese that we made all together.
Oh, that's very cool, man.
And then now when
Yeah.
it comes to milking the goat, everybody gets a chance, and everybody gets to learn how to milk a
Fun.
goat. It's a lot of fun because I limit the tours to no more than 12 people. So it's
Sounds
very,
like fun.
It's very personal.
Well, our grandchildren are coming out in April. I think we're going to have to bring them up to the farm and
That'd
do
be
the tour.
wonderful. We'd love to welcome
Yeah.
you guys.
When I was growing up, and I grew up in Queens in New York City, and right on the border of Nassau County. Now, people assume New York City, it's always been a big city. No, it was, like hundreds of years ago, it was farmland, and there was a lot of farmland that got developed. So, so when I was growing up, there was right across the border of Queens was a dairy called Gow's. That was the family's name. And they said Gow's rhymes with cows. Okay, so they had a little like petting zoo, and this was such a huge attraction. I mean, it was like Disney World for people that would go to buy like cheese and milk and ice cream and juices they had and things like that. But it was like such a destination. And I loved that place growing up. It was just like the most wonderful thing for a kid from the city, you know, because we didn't really have a chance to see animals that often, you know. So it was just.
I would have loved it myself.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to say that I would love it right now, but you know, I've got an excuse now. I've got a 3-year-old. I can always use her as an excuse. You know, got to take Michaela to the petting zoo.
Yeah, well, you have like a built-in gauze, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't rhyme with cows. It doesn't rhyme with goats, but somehow I'm sure he can fix that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What I want to know, Piero, is why is your goat milk so delicious? I've had goat milk. I've had goat milk from a dairy straight from the goat, California. Your goat milk is on a different level. Why is that?
Thank you. Well, we put a lot of care to producing our milk, and the care goes into not only managing the herd, the health of the animals, but also taking really good care of the milk, because it is very easy to produce, and unfortunately, that is what most people have access to, which is goat dairy products that are very goaty, they have an off flavor.
Yeah.
Now, it's avoidable, but the reason for that is in part because if you agitate goat milk too much, it breaks up the some of the fat molecules, and it gives off, I would say, you can't even call them udders. You know, the milk can actually develop a bad smell.
Wow.
And you know, as you know, I would say, I think I've read that up to 70% of what we taste is from the smell and not so much the flavor. of
Right.
things. And so we're very careful. We work, despite the fact that we have machines to milk, we still hand milk every single goat. And we're very careful about handling the milk. Every single day we test the milk to make sure that none of our animals have subclinical mastitis. And that is also a key into, you know, producing good quality milk and good tasting, good flavor.
Now, don't ask how I know this, but I know that cows are milked twice a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. How often do you milk the goats?
Twice a day as well.
Twice a day as well?
Not all of them, but those that
Yeah.
are in high lactation and they're producing quite a bit, we do milk them twice a day.
Okay.
Yeah, they would be very unhappy if we were just to milk them once a day.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They
For
need
the
to.
same reasons, I guess, as cows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So you have, when you start a goat dairy, you have like a commitment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, the first few years, I remember we went by. Sometime I think we cut ourselves at least on 2 occasions, in where more than a year and a half had gone by without having had a day off. To this day, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, things are far
Right.
easier than they used to be, but still, I mean, just last Saturday was my little girl's birthday, and we just realized that it had been the first day off we had had since October of last year.
Wow.
So yeah, months can go by, sometimes years.
Sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but you know, we love it. We're passionate about it, so it doesn't really feel like a job.
Okay.
So
well, that's the key.
you must know the goats pretty well. Do they have like distinct personalities?
Oh yeah, they every single one of them has their own name, and they respond to their name.
Yeah.
Really?
And they definitely have distinct personality. You have
Yeah.
goats that are playful or mischievous. Other ones that are just cuddling. They just want to cuddle up with you.
Really? Oh.
Others that, you know, and goats are very hierarchical. So you've got, for instance, you may have a queen who's very kind and generous, while others are not as nice.
Right.
You know, you
Really?
may have a queen who just doesn't allow anybody else to eat until she's done. Or some of them even, you know, you have to wait until I fall asleep. That's the only way I'm going to let you eat. You know?
Really?
And,
well, that's hysterical.
But those are usually exceptions. But
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
have their own personality. I mean, they're fascinating animals, really. They're very, very curious. I mean, so much that sometimes the way I describe them is that, you know, they're animals that are consistently looking for new and creative ways to commit suicide.
Oh, really?
And I say this because they're so curious. Say, for instance, you know, they're in inside of a barn. This barn may be 4,000 square feet, but one little corner, there's a hole. within, by the end of the day, you'll have a goat walk up to that hole and say, I wonder what it would feel like to stick my leg in there, and so forth. There may be maybe a cable, and one of them's like, I wonder
You're
what.
pretty much describing Patrick. He's the same way. He just, I wonder what it would be like to jump off that roof.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll hurt a lot when I break every
Yeah.
bone in my body.
Some things you just have to try yourself. Right?
No, man, that's funny. Goats are curious.
Yeah, they are very curious.
Yeah.
Very curious.
Is that how goats got a reputation for eating everything, trash or whatever? tin
They
cans?
do, but they're actually the dairy goats that are well fed are the most finicky animals when it comes to food.
Really?
Very finicky, very finicky. You have to, if their food is not absolutely fresh, they just won't eat it.
Really?
If they catch you and all of a sudden you drop some hay on the ground, then they won't eat it, because that fell on the ground. And and if for instance a goat they don't another goat whom they may not be in best terms with, salivated the food first. They're like, no, I don't think I'll have this one. Now, obviously,
Sounds like you have gringo goats. I think.
now, once again,
Or seventh graders.
these are well-fed goats.
Yeah.
Of course, in the case, goats can be resilient and they have a huge repertoire of skills when it comes to surviving. After all, they live in very unhospitable environments. They come from arid regions.
Yeah.
And so, they can get by really well. But
Wow.
Yeah.
well-fed dairy goats are very finicky.
Okay,
A
okay.
starving goat is a different story.
Starving,
Starving goat, if you fall asleep, she'll probably give us a bite.
She'll take a chunk out of
Take
you.
a little
right?
chunk off of you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
I think my cat would get very get along on your farm too.
I
he's
think you would, Mike.
finicky and he has a distinct personality.
He's a
and,
goat cat.
He's a goat cat.
A goat cat, yeah.
Oh, that's
He's a good cat.
he's a good goat cat.
Yeah, sometimes he's
And okay. So what's interesting, a lot of people don't know about goats. We domesticated goats 10,000 years ago.
Really?
So the first animal we domesticated was the dog,
dog.
Right.
and thereafter the goat. And it wasn't until later that we domesticated the horses and the sheep and the chickens and so forth. And the reason for that is because goats, at least that's what I think, goats are very social animals. I mean, so social that you can keep males, bucks living together, and they're fine. They're great. They're
Wow.
very good to
They
each
don't
other.
butt
And
heads.
people use goats to keep company for their horses
Oh,
or
yeah?
other
Right.
animals. So goats make great pals.
Do they make good pets? Just if you want to
They
have a goat
make
around the
good
house?
pets, but they have they have very simple needs, but you do have to absolutely satisfy those needs. And
Okay.
then one is their need for companionship. So if you have just one goat, you got to be aware that you got to become their best friend. And
Otherwise-
if that best friend of yours, that best buddy, wants to watch the reruns of that 80s show at 3 o'clock in the morning, well, prepare yourself, make some popcorn. Because she's going to scream at you and get you outside of your bedroom.
Oh, right.
And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so funny.
and-
Go out the living room and goats watching TV,
Yeah.
eating a bowl of popcorn.
So they can become by themselves. If they don't have a companion, they can be very demanding.
Okay.
But and a companion doesn't have to be necessarily another goat. It could be a dog, it could be a cat, it could even be a chicken. I mean,
Really?
I have goats that cuddle up to our chickens. Yeah, every single night. They come and you can see that they rub their heads against the chickens, and they care and they're worried.
Goats and
about,
chickens living together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my.
You need a reality show is what you
Yeah,
need.
really. Yeah, let's get a camera crew up there, Piero.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Oh, I'm starting to get a little bit. What a life.
It's not about the yogurt anymore. It's about the animal relationships.
Yeah, really, really. Wow.
Having said that, I really have never understood people's desire to do yoga with the goats climbing on top of them. That doesn't sound
Oh
very...
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It's like the
yeah.
antithesis of
That's a
meditation. And
Yeah, that sounds like a thing, but nah, that's not something I'll be getting into.
So tell us about. I know I mentioned yogurt. I know you have yogurt, right?
Yeah,
And milk and cheese.
yeah, we make a Greek yogurt, regular yogurt,
Yeah.
kefir, the traditional French style goat cheese, the chèvre, drained cottage or ricotta.
Yeah.
We make feta cheese
Wow.
and milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the staples. We also make labne, which is a dip made with our Greek yogurt
Labne?
and fresh roasted garlic
nice.
and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and
Yeah.
salt. And by the way, I have some giveaways for your listeners.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
So whenever you get one of them to call up, or you guys can organize it however you'd like, or see that I have a labne to give away. I have a berries of the forest Greek yogurt to give away, and for a $35 value, want a ticket to one of our tours.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
how cool is that?
Yeah.
All right.
How are we going to do that?
I don't know. Should we tell people to come and the first
Well,
3 people to come to your
Or
booth
the
and say, "I
first
heard
3
you on the
people
radio"?
to WhatsApp you, however you'd like.
All right, kids, you've got 8 minutes to call into the show. The first 3 callers will get a huge, wonderful prize like that Piero just mentioned.
Yeah. How about the first 3 people to write on the weekend kickoff Facebook group?
Yeah, there you go. Let's do it that way.
Alrighty, okay.
Okay,
So should we give
if you go right now to the weekend kickoff Facebook group and say, "I heard Piero on the weekend kickoff," you're going to win one of those prizes.
One of
And
those
you can,
wonderful
You can pick
prizes.
them up at the Tuesday market, I guess.
Yeah, or you can. I'll leave you my phone number. You can WhatsApp me, and I'll send
Okay.
you a digital
I
voucher.
want to write in just so I can take the tour. But,
I know, huh?
We'll give out the biggest prize, which is the tour to the first person who writes.
okay, the
How's that?
first
Okay.
person gets the tour.
The second, the labne, and the third, the berry Greek yogurt.
Oh,
Okay.
They all sound good.
All right,
They all
excellent,
sound really
excellent,
good.
yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much.
thank you,
That's,
guys. It's my pleasure.
Oh, that's terrific. you
Yeah.
know? Sometimes we have guests that come and bring things for the hosts of the show, like a pizza or donuts. Or something. But we no. We thank you for that, for giving our guests, something.
You
that's
got to know,
terrific.
Piero, my wife Gabrielle absolutely adores your products. And I will say this, Piero's goat cheese, better than Trader Joe's goat cheese. Okay, people? It's better, all right? I said it. There it is. I said it. It's tastier. It's more delicious. It's creamier. And it's
Local.
organic. And it's local. Yes.
So when people do go on the tour, you said they get to milk a goat.
Oh yeah, they get to milk a goat. If
Make
you're
some
one of the
cheese.
5 lucky volunteers, you actually get a hands-on experience on the making of the cheese. But everybody gets to see it up close. And you get to bottle feed a baby goat.
Oh.
You get to learn about all of the things that we have done to make our production more sustainable. So you learn quite a bit about sustainable farming. Actually, I think one of my favorite things is to go visit the bucks, because that is when you really realize how social goats can be, and they're very affectionate animals, the males, and then they've got their quirks, and they've got and they can be smelly at times. Not every month, but there are certain months out of the year where they can be quite smelly. But
Oh, really?
everybody always enjoys the experience regardless. And this, I'm referring to the boys.
Yeah.
Why do they get smelly?
So it turns out that when they're
They don't like to
teenagers-
bathe in the month of February.
well, neither do I.
No. So this is what happened, guys. So when they turn about like 5 months of age, they don't really understand why they do it the first time, but they urinate on themselves.
Oh,
They don't really know what to think of it. But when they look up, they realize that all of the girls are going absolutely mad. I mean, they just love. They start asking and inquiring, what is that? Chanel, Dolce Gabbana.
that's
Carolina
delightful.
That is the
Herrera.
funniest
That is
thing.
and they're like, well, this is easy. You guys love it. And, being very generous animals, some bucks will pee at you, because why wouldn't they? I mean, the girls go crazy for it. Why wouldn't you go crazy
here,
for
enjoy
it?
my fragrance. Here are a golden
wow.
goat shower.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's
Oh,
hysterical.
my
Man.
God.
That's crazy.
Some of the boys, spend a good chunk of the year just peeing on themselves, and they can do that multiple times.
How do they
an
pee
hour.
on themselves? Though? I would think it's easy to pee on another goat.
No, you'd be surprised. They aim
I-
really well. They can get every last inch of their body.
Holy smokes.
Really?
Yeah.
They like lie on their back, like
Oh,
the
man.
sprinkler
No,
thing.
That's worth the price of admission right there.
I know.
You're
I
going to
gotta
get all
see
your
this.
guests. I want to see the goats pee on themselves, please, Piero. You know, that's what I came for.
Well, okay. So just to illustrate how smart goats are. So you know how when two dogs they meet each other for the first time, they smell their
Right.
Right.
butt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they get some information. Okay, now I'm getting to know you. So goats, what they do is that they urinate, and by peeing, they're telling this person that they're meeting, "Hi, how are you? My name is Da. This is you learn something about me."
Oh,
Okay,
my.
so I had the first tour. Every single goat, welcomed every single tourist in that fashion. By the second time, they realized they were very, very rude animals because nobody peed back at them. So they stopped doing it altogether.
Oh,
So,
so
They realize this must be a goat thing. This is a goat
You
thing.
gotta be
no,
polite
they
and
say,
pee
no,
back.
these humans are very rude. None
No,
of them
the
pee back. I'm
humans-
introducing myself, and
So
nobody.
should I pee on the goats when
Well,
I come to the goat
that's
farm?
what they would expect.
yeah. PR charges a little extra for that, though.
Do you get a private room?
That's for the private tours.
Oh, my. That's hysterical.
Oh, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's images that will never leave my brain now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's probably like a Pornhub different, thing just for goats
goat
that
hub.
I don't even know about. That's.
That's,
Oh my God, that is so wacky and wild.
that's wacky and wild. Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea that goats would be this interesting.
They're very
Yeah, they're
Very, very
there.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So you didn't know any of this when you started working with goats?
Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
We spent the first few years every night studying. Obviously, we got a hold of every single book ever published on the subject of ghosts and veterinary
and now
medicine.
you're reading Goat Urine Monthly. Really weird.
Oh, super kinky. Yeah.
Super kinky. Yeah.
Well, the things you learn. We like to educate sometimes here on this show, and I feel like we've been educated in a whole
We've been
new world.
educated. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you've been here so long, longer than we've been here. You must love it, this paradise.
Oh yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
love it, and what I especially love about Panama as a whole and Boquete is just how safe it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And people are very, very friendly. I mean, if you break down, unfortunately, I've had, both my wife and I, we've had old cars, and they've broken down a few times. We've always had people stop and help us out. And
very cool.
one time I had a guy, it was a ball joint. He brought his son, had a friend bring me the parts from the Vide.
Wow.
Put in his own money and purchased the parts. Really amazing.
Okay.
Really amazing people.
Okay. Wow.
Wow. Well, that's terrific. Piero, thank you so much for coming to the weekend kickoff. We had no idea that goats would be this much fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah,
People-
we have to get more farmers here.
I know.
You're, I think, our first farmer, it's like we've had a restaurant. We have a lot of musicians. We try to promote music and restaurants, and you're like kind of you produce for the end product, but thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Piero's
thank
been
you
great.
to your listeners.
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah, and don't forget if
Yeah.
you haven't gone into the Weekend Kickoff
Facebook page.
go there now. If you're one of the first 3 people, you can win something.
Yeah.
This is very unusual for the Weekend Kickoff, and we thank Piero for that. And we'd also like to thank Freddie and Robert Roston, our first guests here, and our best new friends who we just met at the Boquete.
Freddie's hungry.
She's hungry.
Yeah, she's hungry.
Where are we going to eat? I'm hungry. Yeah. Our best new friends from the Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival. They're new in town, and they're going to stay, and we're so excited to have them. And Patrick, as always, what a great show. What a great time here in this beautiful paradise.
This and the state-of-the-art radio studio that we're in.
State of the art.
This is it, baby.
This is
Couldn't
it.
get any finer.
All right. So go to the Weekend Kickoff Facebook page, and we will see you next week on the Weekend Kickoff.
Bye, everybody.